What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys on the Steam Deck, and today we're gonna have a look at Monster Hunter Rise. I played a little bit on the other computers already, but figured we'd do the Steam Deck now, so why don't we go ahead and get this guy hooked up to the capture computer so we can hop in, look at the settings. Now, hopefully, like Hi-Fi Rush, it'll play mostly fine at high, and if that's the case, we won't have to go through all the settings, but if it doesn't, we'll try to go through all the settings just to see how it runs. Didn't end up doing that on Hi-Fi Rush because most of the time it was 60. It just dropped every once in a blue moon and it was never really during battles. But now, why don't we go hook this guy up, see how Monster Hunter Rise does.
Well, before we jump into the game, we're going to start on high graphic settings like we usually do on the Steam Deck, just to see if it can handle it. More than like you probably can, but hey, it'd be cool if it could. So let's just scroll down, look through all the settings real quick, then we'll hop back into the game. So let's back out of there. Now we are at 720p. And I have left that unlimited. So with that said, let's hop into the game and see what it looks like and how it plays. Well, here we go on high, and unfortunately on high anyway, yeah, we're not gonna get a constant 60 FPS. However, at least it's not dropping all the way down to like 30 or under, so that's at least good. At least not yet. We haven't walked far. We're basically at the very beginning of the game. I played a little bit already on the Game Pass version to see if I thought I'd like it. And it seemed like a pretty cool game from the small amount I played, so I grabbed it. Wasn't very expensive either. Wasn't no $70 game.
Next. Sure.
Hell, I got this in Hi-Fi Rush for under that, which is just awesome.
How are you doing?
And I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot more fun with this and Hi-Fi Rush than Forspoken. That game was just terrible.
Hey.
It's going to go down in history as one of the worst games ever.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Ah, I can hire buddies up there at the Buddy Plaza.
Yeah. Last but not least.
Oh, and then we can go over to the little Dango.
Uh-huh.
So that's Dango, not Mochi. I thought it was Mochi the whole time. Alright, well now we've made it down to the little dock area, so why don't we now head back to our starting point, and then we can move on to the next setting. Because I figure since it can't do 60 all the time, we'll go through all the settings, screw it. Well now, let's do some average or medium, whatever you prefer. So let's go look over these settings right quick. Now this would be a good one to do if you wanted to stay over 60 all the time, at least in the city. I don't know what it's going to be like in battle yet, but we will do battle on the Steam Deck and the Asus G15 Advantage and my desktops. Because we got to figure out how it does in a battle. This is mostly a monster hunting game. Now, to the game. Well, now we're on average. So let's get a little gameplay in here. Well, we're doing a lot better on the FPS now. And it doesn't look that much worse. I still like high a little more, but I also like 60 FPS, so I don't know what I'm going to go with. I think for the camera recorded gameplay, I think we'll try 40 FPS with the game maxed out, just to see how I like that. Because it's not like this looks that bad, and we could get over 60 the whole time if we just went like this, so it's nice to have options. That's why it's cool about having like a little PC console thing like the Steam Deck. got like a handheld console-like form factor, but it is a full-fledged computer in there, so you get to control the settings. That is, unless it's just not powerful enough to do something. You can't force it to do 60 on a game it's just not powerful enough to do, of course. Like Elden Ring. I really wished it would have done Elden Ring 60, but I had to deal with like a 30 FPS for that one, because I wanted it to still look decent. It could do 40 if I just made everything just low and made it look like garbage, but I didn't like that. I'd rather have like 30 with like drops down to 27 or whatever and still have it look nice, you know? Let's also go in here once. I think there was some fish or something being cooked. Or it's just a hanger holding the pot. I don't know what's actually being cooked, but still. Alright, though. Why don't we go hop back up here to where we started this whole thing at. I know I said that last time, and then we just went to the Dango stand, but this time we really did come back to where we started. So now, let's get to the next graphics setting. Well, now we're going to do low. So let's look over the settings right quick before we get back into the game. Well, all right. We just made it to the bottom of the little graphics settings screen, but we should also check out the rest. So I guess let's back out and look at these. It's still 720p, and I haven't changed the VSync to be on or anything like that. So now, back to the game. Well, all right, here we go on low, and low does not look very good. This honestly looks like worse than it would probably look even on a Switch. And it's not really getting that much more FPS than it was before. So I wouldn't do low, just judging by what I'm seeing right now. I mean, I guess over here it's getting more FPS. But at certain spots, it's not that much better. I think I'd rather have like 80, 90 FPS. Or have it just locked to 60, rather. And then, you know, just have it be a medium. Where it still looks halfway decent. Or you could really buckle down and sit there and customize the settings to exactly your liking. I might do that for the battle video I'm going to do on this game. I'm definitely going to want to go and get some battle gameplay as well. A lot of people are probably going to yell at me just for running around in a city, but I wanted to see city gameplay too. A lot of times in these kind of games, cities are also hard to run. All the NPCs and all that stuff. Dango and candy apples. At least I got those right. And the chestnuts I got right, but I kept thinking that other stuff was mochi, not dango. I wonder what the difference. Well, probably the difference is it's not filled with anything. Maybe it's just like a cool spongy treat. Who knows? Not spongy, but you know what I mean. Stretchy treat, almost like taffy. Who knows? Anyway, though. Why don't we head back on up here to where we started at. And now, we'll go and get ourselves a little camera gameplay.
Well, alright guys. Figured I'd do my settings now, but since I couldn't do the settings I wanted, which was 40 FPS mode, on high, we had to come over and just do camera mode. So, as you can see, we've got it at 40 FPS mode. And then we've got it on high. So just as a refresher, we'll just cruise through all these settings real quick. Alright. Still 720p. Actually, I kind of wonder. Nope. I figured maybe it would do 16 by 10, but nope. Was worth a try. And there we go, unlimited frame cap, even though it doesn't matter because we're stuck anyway at where I set it to on the Steam Deck, but we don't need a bunch of things fighting over what the frame rate is, so I just left that alone. So now, let's go hop into the game. Alright guys, we're in the game now, getting some camera gameplay. We got it locked at 40 FPS on high, and definitely looks pretty damn good on the Steam Deck. Wish it would have been able to do 60, but it seems like the Steam Deck's just not quite powerful enough. And this is just in town. I want to come back and do battles and whatnot on the Steam Deck and the Asus and my secondary and primary computers just for fun. Because battles might be way more intensive than going around in a freaking town after all. Not bad either. I mean, we're already down to 50% battery basically, and it still says we have a little over an hour of gameplay time. So, if we had full, it would be a little over 2 hours probably. That's not too bad. But that is one of the problems with the Steam Deck. If you start playing more intensive games, the battery life suffers. Now, if you're playing old school games or like easy to run games, it's not so bad. You can get free 4 or 5 hours. Especially if you're playing emulated games. Those you can get even over 5 hours. If you just want to go play like some old school Final Fantasy VII. And because you can like limit the frickin' TDP down to like ridiculously low levels and still get very playable performance. So we'll just do what we did on the rest of the computers. We'll just make a couple rounds here. Make sure we get enough camera gameplay here. Got like 4 minutes or so.
Hi, good to see you. See you later. See ya.
It's the fishy fish. Now I can run the chestnut straw. Man, it's windy out there. Hope we don't lose power. That would be kind of lame. Can't wait to get to the new place where that won't ever be a problem. I have battery backups, and they'll last long enough for the generator to pop on. Or if we wanted to, I could also just use the power from the battery backup. From the solar field. Either or. It's nice to have different options. Oh wait, I already went back there. I'll turn around again, damn it all. Alright, and then we'll head back to our starting position, and then we'll wrap this video on up. But it seems to run perfectly, at least in town, at my 40 FPS mode on high. Again, I wished it could do 60, but nope. That's the problem with the Steam Deck, it can't do everything at 60. So you're gonna have to make do with either 40 or 30 in some cases, but that's alright. I can forgive that on a little low-powered handheld like this. Especially one that costed like $650. And you don't even have to get that one. You can get the frickin' cheap one, open it up, and plop in whatever drive you want. And it'd be super cheap. It'd be like 400 and something bucks, you know? Anyway, why don't we now go wrap this video on up. Alright guys, that is a wrap for Monster Hunter Rise on the Steam Deck, and it did a pretty decent job. Wasn't able to do 60 at maxed out settings, but that's okay. I was kind of hoping it would, but that's the problem with the Steam Deck. You can't play every single game maxed out and get 60 FPS. But it seemed to stay over 60 if you were okay with medium, so I still haven't decided which one I'm going to go with for absolute certainty, but 40 wasn't bad at all, and it was smooth as butter. It had like no stutters at all, so that's still pretty smooth though. I might have to actually get in there and do some custom tweaking with this guy, but I'll mess around with that when we do the combat video, which I will do very, very shortly. But in any case, that is all we got for this particular video. I certainly hope you enjoyed this video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it. And until the next video, peace out, guys.